Well, reports this morning that the Higher Education Department returned 580 million rand in unspent money to the National Treasury. The Deputy Minister of Higher Education, the DA's Mimmy, Gondwe, confirming that this money was left unspent during the last 2 financial years. This means that money that could have been spent on students and was not spent by the department. Vezinhlanhla Simelane is the president of the South African Students' Congress at Sasco. Vezinhlanhla, good afternoon to you. This is 580 million rand. Your members, students, have been desperate for money, in some cases desperate for food, desperate for accommodation. How do you feel about the fact this money wasn't spent by the department?
No, thanks. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to our viewers at home. As an organization, South African Students' Congress, I must say that we are highly disappointed by the money that has been returned by the department to Treasury, because, as we have correctly said, that there are students that, in our view, we thought that they could have been benefited in this money. For instance, on the question of NSFAS, there are students being defunded, in our view, who are supposed not to be defunded. Number two, there are students whom their appeal have not been concluded by the NSFAS, and now we're about to conclude the academic year. So that money, in our view, we think that that money could have been channeled to other things. At some point, we remember that there was also an attempt to decrease the NSFAS funding because they were told that the money is no longer enough to ensure that people are more funded by NSFAS. So we are surprised today for being told that there's money that is being returned to Treasury. So it means even from the beginning, the assertion that there is no money, so they are going to cut spending on NSFAS, this was not true, because we will have now a department that is turning away an amount that is close to 200 million. So we must say that we are much disappointed.
I mean, Minister Dr. Vezinhlanhla was the person in charge of the department at the time. Buti Manamela was the Deputy Minister of Higher Education. Do you blame them for what's happened here? Some people have been very critical of Dr. Vezinhlanhla.
No, thanks once again, and we apologize for mentioning on our side. No, I think you can't take away from the fact that the head of the department becomes the minister in any department. So they are the ones who are accountable for what has happened, because even if there are allegations of corruption in the department, the minister must be able to give an account to what has happened. But in this case, we're speaking about the money that was not spent by the department. So I do believe that to a certain extent, he is the one who must tell us indeed what was the issue, because for the past 5 years, on the last administration, is the one who has been the Minister of Higher Education. So he must tell us what was the plans, what went wrong, because it means that indeed there's something went wrong. Because on their projections, they projected a certain amount of money would be needed for the department, but we have now almost more than half of a billion that was not spent by the department. So it means indeed there's a challenge in terms of leadership in that department. And we do believe that maybe the current leadership that has taken over the department moving forward, they are going to look into these matters, because I can tell you from where I'm sitting, our students are suffering. With the money that is being returned to the department should be redirected to some of the things that can ensure that the specified education becomes more conducive for everyone.
The new Minister, Newzroom, I mean, do you want her to investigate what happened here? Do you think that there needs to be a real shift in how the Department of Higher Education works? And obviously, we need real changes to NSFAS as well after what happened over the last 2 years.
No, of course, in our view, we believe that she must not just enter there and think that everything was well and nice. For instance, on the question of NSFAS, we know that there were many allegations of corruption from the previous board, and even some of the leaders from the department were allegedly to be involved in corruption. So when now she's taken over, she must not enter as if everything was normal. She must begin to do some kind of investigation, because if she doesn't do that, I do believe maybe there are some people who are there who are still living in the department doing wrong things. So out of the investigation, she will then be able to know that I need to take out this person, I need to remove this person, I need to bring some people who have got some expertise so that they can be able to provide solution and address challenges that the department is facing. On the question of 580 million, it's going to be a burden for her, because it means somehow the Treasurer will be able to cut the funding, because the department was not being able to use the entire money that was allocated to it. So she must be able to do some kind of investigation indeed to say what went wrong, what happened, why the money was not spent, what were the challenges. If ever there are some people who are blocking other things, those people must be removed, because we don't want the money to be spent willy-nilly, but the money must be directed so that we are able to ensure that there is progress and the environment in the space of higher education is conducive for everyone.
Vezinhlanhla Simelane, thank you, President of the South African Students' Congress. Do appreciate that. I suspect there'll be more reaction on that story and perhaps some developments on it over the next couple of days.